Hi everyone, welcome back to another episode of picoCTF. In today's challenge, we're going to learn how to identify hashing algorithms and understand why it's risky to use passwords that have been publicly exposed. The problem is under the 2025 section called hashcrack, and to start the challenge, use their in-browser terminal or your own. Copy the netcat command that they provide you. Once you've used the command, you're now looking at the hashed password, and our job is to figure out the original plain text version of that password. However, before we go any further, it is important to understand that a hash is a one-way function, which means you can't reverse a hash to get the original password. Also keep in mind that if you hash the same plain text using the same hashing algorithm, you will always get the same result. The first step to this problem is learning how to identify which hashing algorithm it's using. This is usually based on the length of the hash, but nowadays there's plenty of websites to help you, so just throw it into a hash identifier website. Once we've identified the hashing algorithm used, we can either use Python's built-in hashlib library or a popular password cracking tool like John the Ripper. Before I show you how to use these tools, let me introduce you to a file called rockyou.txt, a well-known list of real-world passwords that were leaked in a data breach and is now commonly used in capture the flag challenges. You can download this file from the website I'll link in the description. Once downloaded, it usually comes compressed as a gzip file. We can then use the gzip command line tool used to decompress and access the txt file with this command. Let's first start by using hashlib, but if you have no Python background, feel free to skip to the next timestamp. At the start of your Python file, make sure to import hashlib. This is the library that will allow us to hash strings using different algorithms. Then we open the rockyou.txt file using Python's with open statement. Make sure that this Python file and rockyou.txt is stored in the same directory. Then we specify we want to read the file with the R and provide the file name. Next, using a for loop, we iterate through every line in rockyou.txt, where we hash the password using the same algorithm by specifying after hashlib, for example hashlib.md5. The encode function is used to turn the plain text password into bytes, which is what the hash function requires. Then the hex digest function turns the result back into readable hexadecimal string. After that, we compare the hash version of the password to the target hash we were given at the start from the question and see if they match. So for the first one, we identified the algorithm is using MD5. So let's run the code. And the password for the first stage is password123. Similarly for the next one, let's go back to the website to see which algorithm it's using. From its output, we identify that it's using SHA-1. Let's now go back to our code to change the algorithm and the target hash. And when we press run, we see that the password to the next level is let me in. Do the exact same steps for the last one, and you should be getting QWERTY 098, which finally reviews the key we need to submit. Copy this key back to the web page and let's see if it works. Perfect. Let's now do it without Python. First, make sure your terminal is in the same directory as rockyou.txt file, since that's the word list we'll be using. The password cracking tool we'll be using is called John the Ripper, which requires us to provide the type of hashing algorithm and word list as arguments. To figure out the hashing algorithm, copy the hash onto a hash identifier website. Then I used the nano command to store the hash into a text file, but using echo is perfectly fine too. Let's now construct our John the Ripper command. I started by specifying the hashing algorithm using the format option, then set our word list to be rockyou.txt, and finally add the name of the file that contains our first hash. Once you press enter, you should see the cracked password highlighted in yellow. Copy this back into the question and submit it. We still have 2 more to go. Just follow the exact same steps for the next 2 hashes, but make sure to change the hashing algorithm and the text file you created for each new hash. To quickly summarize, we first need to figure out the hashing algorithm used and use the word list to help review passwords in plain text. As you finish watching the rest of the tutorial, I just want to say a massive thank you for the support, and I hope to see you all in the next episode. Bye!